everybody, please, writing in the chat. Good evening. You can say hello. You can say hi. Okay, don't forget, good evening. Good night is when you say goodbye. You say good night and you go to sleep. So it is good evening, good evening. Hi, Mauricio. Who else is in the class? Lily is in the class, right? Okay, let's see. Hi, 𝐬𝐸𝐽𝐵, good evening. Adriana, good evening. Nestor, good job. Who else is here? Please, everybody, write in hello, hi. You can also say hey. Yes, writing in the chat. So let's see. How are you? Tell me. How are you today? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you excited? Are you tired? Adriana is doing well. Perfect. Thank you, Adriana. Adriana, sorry. I'm so. I'm more or less, says 𝐬𝐸𝐽𝐵. It is okay. But it's okay to be more or less. Sometimes we are tired. Who else? Mauricio is fine. Excellent, Mauricio. I am fine too. Let's see. How's it going? Okay, how's it going? Eliberto says great. Welcome, Eliberto. Okay, excellent. So you're great, you're fine, you are doing well. I'm so happy to know that. I'm so happy that you are all okay. And tell me, what day is it? Oh, Lily says I'm sad because it's the last class. I'm also sad because it's the last class. But you have already finished the intermediate level, so congratulations. Today we finished the intermediate level. You have learned a lot, right? So you continue learning. Every day you learn. Thank goodness it's Friday, right? Good job. Today is Friday the 26th. Tomorrow, it's Saturday. For example, tomorrow I don't work, so I am happy because tomorrow is my free day. Sunday is also my free day. Yes, today is Friday the 26th. Let's write it here. Today is Friday the 26th. Using ordinal numbers, the 26th. Very good, Friday. Okay, so let's start today with the topic. Okay, today we have a really interesting topic. So let me share with you my slides. And everybody, please participating. Yes, you can raise your hand, you can write in the chat. Depends on you. But try to participate as much as you can, as it is our last class. Okay, as it is our last class, participate. Where is it? Okay, so today we continue talking about the past. Okay, the past tense, especially these two tenses that are the past simple and the past continuous. So let me share. Okay, just give me a moment. Can you see my slides? Yes or no? Yes, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, let's see, and let's start with the topic. We have here. Okay, let's start today with a question that is ghostwriter. What do you think a ghostwriter is? Have you ever heard about ghostwriter? Any ideas? Look at the picture, a ghostwriter. Any ideas? What's a ghostwriter? Or who is
Yeah,
a ghostwriter?
I have an idea about
Okay,
this.
Mauricio, of course, tell me.
For example, the companies like Movistar, Claro, use these type of people The people don't no say at the 20, 24 hours on the day and use, for example, a computer. Your computer, if you ask or have any question, they answer. But do you
Ah,
know?
okay, good idea. Yes, there is artificial intelligence, right? They are like robots. On the internet, we can find those. Also, companies, yes, you send a message, for example, at 11 o'clock, and they answer, but it's not a real human, it's a computer. Okay, that's a good idea, yes, but that's not a ghostwriter. Ghostwriter has another meaning. So let's try another idea. Who? Who has an idea of a ghostwriter? Nobody? No problem. So here we have a ghostwriter. Please, Eliberto, could you read what a ghostwriter is?
Let me see. Let me see the screen first. Let me see the screen.
Am I sharing?
No. Let's see.
I'm
Yeah.
not. Everybody,
I
please.
can.
You cannot, so let me share again, no
I
problem.
can see it.
It is okay, it is okay. I can share again. Okay, now I think you can. So this is the meaning of ghostwriter. Please, Eliberto, go ahead.
I can see the screen.
You cannot. The rest, please, students, can you see my screen?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
I think it's Eliberto's computer, maybe your cell phone. It is
Prende la
okay, Eliberto.
computer.
Yeah, it's maybe the computer. So
Yes, teacher.
I open a Word document. Please, a person from the class who can help me reading. Yes.
Me, teacher. Nestor.
Okay.
A ghostwriter is hired to write works that officially credit another person as the author. Typically, ghostwriters sign a contract with the credited author that requires them to keep their work confidential.
Okay, good job. Thank you. That is a ghostwriter. A ghostwriter writes books, writes articles. What else? Maybe magazines. Okay, it's actually a writer. But what happened? The name of the author, the original author, doesn't appear on the book. Okay, it appears the name of another person. For example, I am a famous person and I want to write my biography, but I don't know how to write my biography because I'm not a writer. So I pay to a ghostwriter, so the ghostwriter writes my biography. He maybe make some questions to me, yes. He asks me questions, he takes notes, and with all the information that I tell him or her, the ghostwriter starts writing. Okay, but in my biography, it's going to appear that the author is me, Beatriz Carrasco, no the ghostwriter. But who wrote my biography, me or the ghostwriter?
The ghostwriter.
The ghostwriter.
Yes. So the ghostwriter writes books, writes biographies, writes articles under the name of another person. Okay, so the ghostwriter is basically the original author, but nobody knows. Nobody knows. Now, let's see.
Is
Mauricio?
no anonymous, the person. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Just the person who hires the ghostwriter know who the person is. And also we have sometimes the ghostwriter keep their work confidential. Yes, because for example, if I am the famous person, I don't want that people know that somebody else wrote my biography. Yes, that is a ghostwriter. So most of famous people paid to ghostwriters to write their books. Yes. Now let's see. What do you think is a ghostwriter or a ghostwriter is? We have number one, someone who writes novels under a pen name that is pseudonymous instead of the real name. Someone who writes frightening stories, scary stories, or someone who writes a story for someone else in the other person's voice. Which one is the correct alternative to define ghostwriter?
The
One,
number
two, or
three. The number three.
yes. Number three. Very good. Number three, ghostwriter is someone who writes a story, writes a book, an article for someone else in the other person's voice. That is ghostwriter. Okay, what sort of people use a ghostwriter and why? What do you think? What sort of people? Please turn off your microphone if you're not participating. What sort of people use a ghostwriter? For example,
Normally writers or reporters.
probably, yes, but writers knows how to write. Okay, for example, I am a teacher, okay? Or I am a singer. I am a singer. I want to write a book about my life. But I don't know how to start writing a book. I don't know. I don't know how to start writing a book because writing a book is difficult. You need to be a writer to do it. Use a special vocabulary, right? Etc. etc. So I am the singer. I pay to a ghostwriter. So the ghostwriter writes my book. In my book, it's going to appear that I am the author, but I'm not the original author. So what kind of people use a ghostwriter? For example, models. What else? Singers. What else do you think? Actors too, because they are not writers. Another, for example, do you know Kim Kardashian? Kim Kardashian has a book. She has a book, but she's not a writer. She's a model, a business person. So some people said that Kim Kardashian hired a ghostwriter so the ghostwriter could write her book. But we don't know who wrote the book. In the book appears by Kim Kardashian. Yes. So what sort of people use a ghostwriter?
Could be political leaders, executives, maybe.
Yeah, good job. Political leaders, maybe. For example, in our country, César Vallejo. If César Vallejo, no, César Vallejo is not the name. It is, what is the name of this boy who has universities that is called Vallejo too? Do you remember? Acuña, César, is César Acuña, right?
I think so.
Okay, so Acuña, for example, when he speaks, he says things that are weird, right? So if Acuña wrote a book and the book is perfect, no mistakes in the book, what do you think? Acuña is the original author or he paid a ghostwriter? He will probably pay a
Okay.
ghostwriter, right? If the book is perfect, he will probably pay a ghostwriter. So that kind of people use a ghostwriter, someone who maybe is famous, but they don't know how to write a book, how to write an article. Because to write a book, to write an article, you need to follow some steps. So the article is okay. Yes? Thank you. That is a correct answer. What do you think the advantages or disadvantages are of being a ghostwriter compared to being an author of novels or a journalist? Ghostwriters basically do the same job as author of novels or journalists. They make the same book, the same job, sorry. But what is the difference between a ghostwriter and the original authors of novels, of journalists? What is the difference? I cannot hear you very well. Could you speak up, please? Is it just me? Can you hear your classmate?
No, miss.
Yes. Okay, you can hear us, but we can't hear you very well.
I can't miss.
You can write your idea maybe in the chat. Yes, you can write your idea in the chat. Okay, thanks a lot. It maybe is part of the connectivity. So what do you think are the advantages and disadvantages of being a ghostwriter? One disadvantage can be that, for example, if you write a book, you are the ghostwriter, you write a book, the book is perfect, okay, it is a boom. Everybody wants to buy the book that you wrote, but nobody knows that you wrote the book. Nobody knows that you wrote the book. So it can be a little bit hard, right? That people say like somebody else wrote the book that you actually did. It can be a little bit hard. That is the difference. Do you know another difference? Or another advantage or disadvantage? Let me see, maybe you're raising hand or sharing your ideas through the chat. Mauricio says it's unknown, anonymous. Yes. Alberto, I know Ghostbuster, but no a ghostwriter. Okay, now you know what a ghostwriter is. Yes, a person who writes, but nobody knows. Now, let's continue talking about the ghostwriters. Okay, let's read this paragraph. Okay, this is about a famous ghostwriter. This one is a famous one. So let's see, Mauricio wants to read. Please, Mauricio, help me reading. Andrew Crofts.
Okay, teacher. A famous ghostwriter. Andrew Croft is a ghostwriter and author who has published more than 80 books, a dozen of which were Sunday Times #1 bestsellers. He has also guided a number of international clients, successfully though the independent publication.
Thank you. So here you have a famous ghostwriter. He says, I wanted to find out about lives, okay, that I knew nothing about. Because when you're a ghostwriter, you need to ask for the information, right? I want to publish my biography. So I hire a ghostwriter, and the ghostwriter is going to ask me a lot of questions, a lot of information. With all the information that I tell him or her, the ghostwriter starts writing. Yes. So here we have a famous ghostwriter. This famous ghostwriter has a lot of books. Look at this. We have #1, #2, and #3. In #1, Through Gypsy Eyes. Through Gypsy Eyes is the title. What is the person of the famous ghostwriter Andrew Crofts? Here, in the cover of the book, you see the name Andrew Croft? What is the author? What is the author in this book?
𝐬𝐨𝐬𝐿.
𝐜𝐨𝐬𝐿. But 𝐜𝐨𝐬𝐿 is the original author?
No.
No, the original author is actually Andrew Croft. But as it is a ghostwriter, Andrew is a ghostwriter, his name doesn't appear in the cover of the book. Yes. Another example is here. My gorilla journey. My gorilla journey. We have Helen. It is Helen Atwood, I think. Okay. Helen is supposed to be the author, but actually it's Andrew. And fighting it out, Athena's Tilep is the author, but he's not originally. The author is Andrew Croft. So let's read. Yes, let's read here. And let's see which one looks the most interesting for you. Okay, please. Let's read number 1, number 2, and number 3. This one. 1, 2, and 3. So please, when you finish reading in the chat, you say, I think book number 1 or book number 2 or book number 3 is the most interesting because, and you write your reason. Okay, you write your reason. So please, I give you for this, let's see the time, 2 minutes. Yes, 2 minutes. So read and then write in the chat. Okay, 1 minute left. Please start writing in the chat. Which one is the most interesting? Number 1, 2, or 3, and why? Okay, time's up. So before to read, okay, your opinions about which book is the most interesting for you, let's read. Okay, let's read this number 2, and number 3. So, of course, I need 3 volunteers for reading number 1 through Gypsy Eyes, number 2, My Gorilla Journey, and number 3, Fighting It Out. So, let's call someone, or if there is a volunteer, please tell me. Are there any volunteers for reading? Who's me? Okay, Mauricio, number 1. A volunteer for the second and the third. Okay, we have Mari, Fisio Mari, number 2, and Naidu, number 3. Yes, Mauricio, Fisio, and Naidu. Okay, Mauricio, let's read number 1.
Okay, teacher. Number 1. Dog Gypsy Eyes. Jimi Hendrix was just starting to become famous when 𝐭𝐾𝐳𝐬𝐿 became his girlfriend. The, this is 𝐭𝐾's fascinating story of life with Hendrix in rock and roll 60s.
In the rock and roll 60s. Good job. Okay, the story is about Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix was a singer, rock and roll singer. Okay, and we're going to listen or read the story of his girlfriend. Okay, and his life with, her life with him. Now, Fisio number 2, My Gorilla Journey.
Helen and Mark at water experienced what they said while they were looking after baby gorilla in the Congo. This is their inspiring story.
This is the inspiring story. This is the second book. Thank you. And let's go to number 3.
This is the amazing story of Atanas Tilak, a Bulgarian businessman. He discovered a group of people were planning to steal all the money in his country's banks and decided to stop them.
Good job. Thank you. Okay, thank you for helping me read it. Now, I start. The most interesting book for me is Fighting It Out, because I consider there's going to be a lot of action in this movie as it is about a robbery, right? We have here, he discovered a group of people were planning to steal all the money in his country's banks. All the money in his country's bank. So I want to know how he could stop them, or at least if he could. So let's go to the chat and let's see your ideas. Which of the books, of the 3 books, is the most interesting for you? Okay, we have, let's listen to Naidu. Please tell us your answer.
I think number 2 is most interesting because it's about the nature and it is a relaxing reading for me. Relaxing.
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 Good job. About the baby gorillas. Good. Connected to nature. Eliberto, what about you? Is Eliberto in class? No problem. Let's listen to Flor. Which one is the most interesting and why?
Okay, teacher. I think the number 3, the book 3, because it's about the
Okay, here you have Fighting It Out. Why Fighting It Out, Flor?
I don't know, teacher, but the three book, this book talk about the businessman. I think very interesting.
You find it interesting. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is okay. Number 3 is also the most interesting one for me. Okay, thank you, Flor. Let's listen to Christopher. Tell us about you choose number 2. Is it Christopher in class? Okay, maybe you have problems. No problem. Nestor.
Yes, teacher. I think interesting story is the number 2 because Helen and Mark had problems while were doing his work. I think other people had been afraid of wars or disease and hadn't followed looking after gorillas.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry, students. The Claro connectivity today is not the best. So I had to connect again as soon as possible. So no problem. Let's continue where we stop. Yes? I was listening to Nestor and his opinion. So Nestor, could you continue, please?
Yes, teacher. I think interesting story is the number 2, my gorilla's journey, because Helen and Mark had problems while were doing his work. I think other people had been afraid of guards or disease and hadn't followed looking after gorillas.
Okay, good. Just one thing, disease. Disease. We have here the disease. So number 2 for Nestor is the most interesting one. Good. Thanks for sharing about your opinions. Which one was the most interesting for you? Now, as you could see here, there are many verbs. Okay, so I am trying to highlight all the verbs here with color red. All the verbs that you see. What is the tense?
Past tense.
The past tense, especially or specifically the past simple, right? And also there is another one. We're looking. We're
Past
planning.
Past continuous.
The past continuous. Yes. So today we talk about past simple and past continuous. Yes. Look at this. Let's see a little bit of grammar. Look at the sentences. Mark completed actions with a dot, with this symbol, and actions in progress in the past with this symbol. So let's read number 1. Let's read number 1. Please, Mauricio, could you help me reading number 1?
Okay. Look at the sentence. Mark complete actions in the past with an actions in progress in the past with we did that symbol. Then complete the rules.
With an arrow.
Arrow. Sorry, I forget it.
Okay. So number 1, please.
Jimi Hendrix was just starting to become famous when 𝐭𝐞𝐧𝐭𝐞 became his girlfriend.
Yes. So we have here, look, let me highlight it. Jimi Hendrix was just starting to become and became. Kathy became his girlfriend. Which one is a completed action and which one is an action in progress? Both are in past. Completed action.
Completed action is was starting to become became his action.
In progress. Okay. Do you have another idea, class? Someone is raising hand. Let me see. Who's raising hand? Okay, Juan. What do you think, Juan? Which one is the completed action, complete, and which one is action in progress? You are participating through the chat, maybe?
Good evening. I think that the action is realized. I think so.
Okay, the actions are complete. One action is complete and one action is in progress. Both are in past. Look at this. Was the starting is in progress. Okay, and became is complete. That's why here we have complete actions with a circle, actions in progress with an arrow. Another example, number 2. I see some of you raising hand. So let's ask who can help me reading. A part of Mauricio. Fisio. Okay. Fisio, number 2.
He discovered a group of people were planning to
Still.
all the money in his country's banks.
Thank you. Good job. So we have 2 verbs here. He discovered and another were planning. Which one is a completed action? Discover or were planning?
Discovered.
Discover. So I write here a circle. And were planning is action in
Progress.
progress. Action in progress. So please pay attention. Which one is the action in progress and which one is the completed action? And finally, number 3. Let's see who can help me with number 3. Who is the bravest? Okay, Eliane. Eliane, please read number 3.
Yes, Miss. What were you doing before you became a ghost writer?
Thank you. So I also have here complete and action in progress. What were you doing and became? Which one is the action in progress and which one is the completed action?
Progress doing and complete
Progress.
is became.
Progress.
Yeah.
Progress.
Became completed action. Action in progress. Were you doing?
What are you doing?
Okay. Good job. Now, here we have the rules. We use the past simple for action in progress or completed actions.
Complete.
Completed.
Completed.
Completed actions. Complete action. We use the past continuous for completed actions or actions in progress.
Actions in progress.
In progress.
In
Progress.
In progress. In progress. And as you can see, actions in progress, okay, we have the ing. I was looking, I was watching, I was studying. Please don't forget to turn off your microphone when you're not participating, because we can listen some noise there. Yes, don't forget. You participate. I love when you participate, but when you don't forget to turn it off. So don't forget, the past simple is for complete actions in past. For example, became here, discovered. Past continuous for actions in progress. Actions in progress. Now, let's see examples. Okay. Any questions until here?
No, teacher.
No questions. Okay.
Mateo. La ropa.
La ropa.
The clothes.
The clothes. It's raining. Please turn off your microphones. Okay. So now we have to complete this summary. This is a book, okay? The book, it's another book that Andrew Croft ghosted, okay? The original the author is Susan Francis. And Susan gave credits to Andrew because we have here Andrew Croft. We have to complete using the past simple or the past continuous and the verbs in brackets here, study, marry, meet. Remember, past simple, complete actions, past continuous, actions in progress. Let's start with Susan Francis. Susan Francis studied to be a nurse in England when, or Susan Francis was studying to be a nurse in England when?
Was study. Was study.
Studied.
Was studying because the action is in progress. Okay, in the past, go to the past. When you study the past, that action is completed? No, that action is in progress. You study day by day, week by week. So it is in progress. So let's write here. Let me write the answer. We say was studying. Okay, was studying. Next one. To be a nurse in England when she was meeting or when she met?
Met.
Met.
That is a complete action, right? When you meet someone, it's not in progress. You meet someone at once. So she met, past simple. And she met or she was marrying?
He was married.
She was married.
Married.
Was marrying or married?
Married.
Oh, married.
Married. Yes. When you get married, it's not that it is in progress, right? When you study in past, yes, it's in progress. But you don't get married one day, another day, the next day, and the following day. No, just once. And married. A young Iraqi civil engineer. She
Returned.
was returning or returned?
Return.
Returned.
Was returning.
She returned. It's a complete action, returned. It's not in progress. Okay, she returned with him to Iraq while they were
Living.
Was living.
We're living. While they were living in the Gulf War.
Was starting.
Or was starting?
Was start.
Start.
Started. Look at this. While they were living in Baghdad, the Gulf War started. Okay, so the war interrupted the action of leading. Later, we're going to see when do we use the the past continuous or the passing. Yes, let's continue here. This is Susan's story of what she and her family were experiencing or experienced.
Experienced.
Experienced while American and British forces were attacking or attacked.
Were
attacking.
attacking. Were.
Okay, here we have attacked, but we have a mistake here. The action of experience was in progress or a complete action?
Teacher, una pregunta.
Yes, Tammy?
Hoy día es el último día de la finalización de las clases.
Yes.
¿Dan al último certificado?
You can ask the coordinator at the end of the class about the certificates. Okay?
Okay.
At the end of the class, you can ask her the questions. And at the end of the class, you have an activity, I think a Kahoot or something like that. So don't leave the class. Yes, at the end of the class, we have an activity. So this is Susan's story of what she and her family were experiencing. The action of experience was in progress, while the American and British forces, what? Attack or were attacking?
Were attacking.
Were attacked.
Were attacking. Both actions were in progress. And when we use while, the action is always in the past continuous. Okay, so let's see. Look at this. Work in pairs or in groups, yes, and imagine that these are lines, opening lines of a book. Make them interesting or as interesting as you can. For example, she was sleeping peacefully in her bed when suddenly, if here we have was sleeping, that is the continuous, the past continuous. The next action is in past simple. Okay, so she was sleeping peacefully in her bed when suddenly her mom called. Her mom called. Yes. Now, do you have an example with number one? She was sleeping peacefully in her bed when suddenly what?
The cat made a noise.
The cat made noise. Good. The cat made in past simple, right? Made noise. Good. Excellent. So let's write here your ideas. And suddenly the cat made noise. Okay, go ahead. Number two. We were watching a rather boring film at the cinema when? What happened? We were watching a rather boring film at the cinema when? What do you think?
The light turned off.
Okay, when the lights turned
Off the light.
Off?
Off the light. Turn off the light.
When the lights turn off, when the lights turned off. Yeah, good. So we use the past simple. Next, they were sitting on the plane on their way to Tokyo when? What happened?
The plane had problems.
Okay. Scary. The plane had problems. Good job. Past simple. Continue. My mom was cooking dinner when? What happened?
My father arrived.
Good. My father arrived.
When call to your mobile.
Okay, or maybe when someone called her, when my father arrived. Continue. I was going to work with my son when. I was going to work with my son when.
When we found a little dog in the street.
Okay, when we found a little dog on the street. Good job. Very good. And the last one. My dog was eating meat out of my house when.
I was studying for my test.
Okay, we can say I was studying for my test, but if here is not when, it's while. When it's while, we talk about simultaneous actions, simultaneous at the same time. When we use when, is that one action interrupts another one. So, we cannot use the present simple here, the present continuous and the present continuous in the next action. When we use when. Okay, when we use when, the next action is in past simple. So I say, my dog was eating out of my house when what happened? What is the action that interrupts my dog eating?
When he saw the cat.
Good. When he, common, right, with dogs. When he, or when it saw a cat.
A cat.
A cat. You can actually say he. For example, my dog. My dog has a name. Is my dog Pepe. Was eating meat out of my house when it saw a cat, or when he saw a cat. But only when the animal has a name. You can say he or she. But if it is any animal, no domesticated animal, you must use it. Remember, with your pets, if you have a dog, Pepe, if you have a dog, Luke, if you have a dog, Chocolate, Sammy, what else? Pepito, you can use he or she, even if it is an animal, okay? You can use it, he or she. I also had this doubt. Why should I say he to my dog or she to my dog? So I asked some native speakers, and they told me that it is possible. They call he or she to their pets. Okay, so you can say it. You can use it. Okay, so this is the action. When he saw a cat. As you can see, in all the sentences, we are using when or while. What is the word? When or while?
When?
When. Okay, so remember, when you use when, one action is in continuous, in past continuous, and the other one is in past simple. The action that interrupts is in past simple. She was sleeping peacefully. That is my first action. And what is the action that interrupts? Made. The cat made noise. Interrupts the first action. In the second one, we were watching a film. My first action. We were watching a film. And what is the action that interrupts? The lights. The light interrupts. The action that interrupts the other one goes in past simple. Okay, look at this. I have here examples. When to use while and when to use when. As I was saying, when is used when one action interrupts another. For example, my cousin Olivia was shopping when her boyfriend called her up. Okay? She was shopping, that is my first action, and call her up interrupts the first action. Second, the kids were attending a biology class when the lights went out. Okay, the second action that is in past simple interrupts the first one. These two actions don't happen at the same time. One interrupts another, the one that was in progress. But what happened with while? While is used for simultaneously actions. That means actions at the same time. For example, what were you and Harvey doing at around 6 p.m. yesterday? Harvey was showering while I was cooking. Okay, what is the difference between while and when? What is the difference?
Con el when, un tiempo va en pasado continuo y el otro va en pasado simple. Y con el while, ambos tiempos van en pasado continuo.
Excellent. That is the answer.
Teacher, yo tengo una pregunta. Cuando es con el when, ¿podría invertirse el orden de las frases? Empezar con la del pasado y terminar con la del pasado continuo.
If you use when at the beginning, for example, when her boyfriend called her up, comma, my cousin Olivia was shopping. My cousin Olivia was shopping. Another one. When the lights went out, comma, the kids were attending a biology class. Yes, you can change the order, but don't forget to use a comma. Okay, don't forget to use a comma. So that is the difference. Remember, went, interrupted actions. Okay, that one action interrupts the action that is in progress. With while, simultaneously, simultaneous actions at the same time. Let's go and practice in a word wall. Yes, with this word wall, it's going to be clear for you. Here we have the word wall, and let me open it. Just hold on a second. Okay, so I need your participation. If you participate, it means that you got it. As I told you, the internet is not working good today. Okay, past simple and past continuous, when and while. Okay, when, interrupted actions, while, actions at the same time. He was playing football while or when his father was washing the car.
While.
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 Okay.
When.
While. Okay. Microphone off, please. Yes. The correct action, option is while. If you can see, the action number 1, he was playing football, is past continuous. The second action, his father was washing the car, is past continuous. Past continuous means that happens at the same time, simultaneously. I use while. Very good. Number 2. They were doing a picnic in the park. The rain started.
When.
When. Very good. One action is in progress and the other action interrupts. The rain started, interrupted the first action. So I use when. Number 3, I, while my mother, the dinner. A, B, or C?
C.
Sí.
Yes, excellent.
Sí.
I was studying while my mother was cooking.
I was carrying cold.
Both actions at the same time, simultaneously. Go ahead with number 4. A horror movie when my brother, A, B, or C?
B.
A.
When?
A.
A.
8.
8. Yes, don't forget.
8.
When I use when, it means one action is in past continuous and the other action is past simple. I was watching when my brother scared me. The second action interrupts the first, that is, was watching TV or was watching a horror movie. Yes. Let's see another example. 5. I was walking my dog when or while a cat appeared.
When.
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 Excellent. Past continuous and
Past.
simple. The second action interrupts the first one. Let's go to number 6.
When.
When.
Man, very good. When. She was sleeping when the phone rang. I, attention while the teacher.
B.
B. Wasn't paying attention when the teacher was speaking.
Very good. Both actions at the same time. While at the same time. Number 8.
When.
B.
The second option interrupts the first one. When my dog barked loudly. Let's go to number 9.
Number C.
C.
Letter C.
Let's see.
Letter C.
Letter C.
Yeah, it's okay. He was playing tennis while we were playing hockey. Both at the same time. While. And the last one, number 10.
I'm watching.
Sí.
Letter C.
Let's see. Well, I was watching TV when
The lights went out. Very good. When the lights went out. Went. Okay. So is it clear when to use when and when to use while? Yes, right?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Perfect. It's clear. Okay, I'm so happy to know that. Let me see. We should continue with this. Okay, let's continue with some vocabulary and pronunciation. Yes, vocabulary and pronunciation. Here we have adjectives. As you know, there are some adjectives that end in ing and other adjectives that end in ed. For example, fascinating. Fascinating describes people and things. What is the adjective with ed of fascinating? It is fascinated. Fascinated. Fascinated, fascinating, and fascinated are adjectives. Confused.
confusing. Confusing.
confusing. Inspiring.
Inspired.
Inspired. Shocked.
Shocking.
Shocking with ing. Embarrassing.
Embarrassed.
Embarrassed. Embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. Disappointed.
Disappointing.
Disappointing. Disappointed. Oh, what is? Okay, double S. Now, means when I use the ing and when I use adjectives with ed. Look at this. We use the adjectives with ing when it is the same as inspiration. We use it for things that inspires you a feeling. For example, the movie inspires something on you. We say, the rules are confusing. I don't understand. I'm confused. Confused ends in ed. It is to express an emotion that you feel. Okay? The ed is used when you want to express an emotion that you feel, and we use the ing when something inspires you an emotion. Something inspires you an emotion or a feeling. Here I have the examples. I don't understand. I'm confused. I'm confused. I feel confused. That's why I use the ed. I'm confused. Is how I feel, right? But number 2, the rules are confusing. That means that the rules inspires me a feeling that is confusing. The rules are confusing. Okay, with ing. Another example. She felt bored during the movie. She felt bored during the movie is the emotion that she had. Okay, that she had. The movie was boring. What caused that she felt bored? What was the reason?
The movie.
The movie. So the movie inspires her this feeling that is boring. The movie was boring. So when you want to talk the feeling that you have, you say, I am fascinated, I am confused, or let's see, I was shocked, I feel embarrassed with the ed. It's impossible to say, I am embarrassing. I am embarrassing is not possible because it has another meaning. If you say, I am embarrassing, that means that other people feel embarrassed because of you. Okay, that means. So it has a negative meaning, of course. That's why you should say, I am embarrassed. I am embarrassed. Or I am disappointed. I am disappointed. Is how I feel. Is the emotion that I have. But when I use the ing, something extra inspires something on me. Okay, for example, the rules are confusing, the movie was boring, it was a disappointing movie. What else? It was a shocking story, etc., etc. So let's see examples so you can see it clear. For example, I don't understand chess. The rules are confusing. The rules are confusing. The rules caused this feeling on me. Okay? Inspires that feeling on me. He was embarrassed or he was embarrassing when he arrived late for class. What do you think is the correct answer?
Embarrassed.
Embarrassed with the ed because it's how he felt. Okay, how he felt, the emotion that he had, embarrassed. There is a new movie playing at the theater. Are you interested or interesting?
Interesting.
Interesting.
Are you interesting? Are you interested? It is
Interest.
interested. Are you interested in going to the movie to see the movie? Are you interested? If it was like there is a new interesting movie, interesting is talking about the movie, but in this case we are not talking about the movie. We are talking about if the person feels interested in going or not. That's why we use the ed. Number 4, my little brother makes too much noise. My little brother makes too much noise. He is annoyed or he is annoying. He causes that feeling on me. When something causes something on you, you say annoying, the ing. When something causes something on you. I like my new chair. It's quite relaxed or relaxing.
Relaxing.
Relaxing. What the chair? The chair, what happened with the chair? Inspires, makes me feel like that. Something extra. Moving to a new home is hard. It's tired or tiring? It's how you feel. How you feel.
Tired.
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 Express
Tired.
how you feel, the ed, because you feel tired. The sad news made me depressed or depressing. How you feel?
Depressing.
Depressed. You feel depressed because of that. Lois got a B. She was satisfied or satisfying with her test results?
Satisfied.
Satisfied. How she feels. She feels satisfied. Our company isn't making any money. It's very worried or worrying?
Worried.
Worrying.
Worried.
Worrying. Why worrying? Because the situation causes that feeling on the company. Worrying is worrying. Robert thinks that roller coasters are terrified or terrifying. The roller coasters.
Terrifying.
Terrifying. The roller coasters inspire that feeling on Robert. That is terrifying. Okay. Now, don't forget the ing for things that inspire a feeling. Things that inspire a feeling. Ed for an emotion or a feeling that you have. You feel tired, you feel depressed, you feel confused, fascinated. Yes. Now, for example, we have, I had an embarrassing experience when I started my first job. I use the ing because this experience inspires this emotion. Yes. Years ago, I was disappointed when I didn't win the math competition. I had worked so hard for it. So disappointed because this is how I felt. This was the feeling that I had. Yes. Now, write sentences about your life using adjectives. We have fascinating, confusing, inspiring, shocking, for things that inspire you, the feelings, or how you feel, okay, about your life. We have 8 minutes to do this activity. So please, in the chat, start writing your own examples about your life. You can say, maybe, I was confused during my math class. I was confused during my math class. What was the feeling that I had? Confused. I was confused. Or I felt embarrassed during the talent show. That was the feeling. Okay, so it's time for you to write. I give you 3 minutes and I will set the timer. Yes, I will set the timer here in Canva. So I will send the words in the chat. So you will start writing, yes? Those are all the words that you can use. So you can start and I will set the timer. Just give me a moment. Okay, I have Naidu's examples, Natalie's examples too. Yes, those are good examples. The rest, please continue. Try to write 2 or maybe 3. Okay, in 1 minute we finish. And don't forget to turn off your microphone. We don't want to see what's going on at home. Okay. Let's stop sharing and let's start listening to you. There are a lot of examples here. And let's start with Naidu. Would you like to share your example, Naidu?
My first example was he was inspired with that novel.
Inspired?
Inspired with that novel.
Okay, good job. You're using the past simple. Excellent. Let's listen to Natalie.
My example.
Okay, go ahead.
I was disappointed with some ideas.
Disappointed with some ideas. Good. Fisio Mari. Mari, are you there?
Sorry. I was fascinating with my trip to Canada.
Okay, so you're talking about the feeling, right? How you feel or how you felt with your trip to Canada. So you say fascinated. I am fascinated. I am disappointed. I am depressed. I am confused. When we talk about our feelings, we use the ed, the adjective with the ed. Okay, Fisio? Yes.
Yes.
Good job. Mauricio.
Yes, teacher. One of the examples, of my examples,
If you have more than one, it's perfect.
I have two.
Okay, go ahead.
One is, I feel confused when I have math class. And the other is, I was fascinated to my trip to Mexico.
Good job. Excellent. So it is felt. I felt. Okay, it is I felt. I felt confused. Thank you. Nestor, what about you?
Yes, Miss. My fear sentence is I felt fascinated while I was playing soccer with my friends yesterday. And the other sentence is the show of the circus was boring because there weren't too many clowns.
Okay, excellent. You're using the tense that we used today. Very good. Let's listen to Juan. Are you there, Juan?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Could you read your example, please?
I felt disappointed when I lost my job.
Okay. You felt disappointing or you felt disappointed?
Disappointed.
Disappointed. Yes, with the ed. The ed,
Okay.
not the ing.
Okay.
Good. Thank you. And let's finish today. Let's listen to Vilma. We listen to you, Vilma. Maybe she has some problems. It is okay. Angie. Angie del Cisne. Are you there, Angie? Is Angie in class? No problem. I can read it. Angie, please. I can see you. Read, please, your example.
She was in shocking with the news.
Okay, so we say she was shocked with the news. With the ed. She was shocked because it's the feeling that you have. I am shocked, I am depressed, I am confused. When it's a feeling, an emotion that you have, you use the ed. The ed. For example, Luz, I was fascinated with the English class. Is the feeling that she has, fascinated. Very good. Okay. So, in my case, it's time to say goodbye, but you stay in the class, okay? Don't say goodbye because you have an activity with the coordinator. But for me, it is time to say goodbye. And let me tell you that it was a pleasure to meet you, and I'm so glad that I was your teacher during these 2 weeks. I am so happy, and I hope you have improved a little bit or a lot during the English lessons. Yes? So, let me say goodbye until another time. I hope to see you again, maybe. who knows? Bye-bye. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wait.
And also thank you for coming to the lessons. Yes? Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. I hope to see you again. So please don't leave the room because you have an activity